Also in Fort Bend County, the incumbent Sheriff Eric Fagan looks to have narrowly held on to his spot. Well, Sheriff Fagan joins me now live. Sheriff, good morning to you. Less than 500 votes separating you and your opponent, Marshall Slott. There was even a headline out there last night that you had lost this race. Where do you stand? Where does the race stand in your mind this morning? Have you declared victory?
Yes, I have. I've declared victory, and I want to thank the community of Fort Bend and the sheriff's staff for giving the confidence in me to do another term here as sheriff of Fort Bend, to move Fort Bend Sheriff Office into the future.
Now, Sheriff, we don't often think of party affiliation in law enforcement, but how big of a role does politics play in this job?
My personal opinion is politics shouldn't play a part in law enforcement, because it's just that, law enforcement. We have to follow the law for everyone. Law should be blind. My education and my training taught me that the law should be blind. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican, a Democrat, or independent. That shouldn't matter. Race or gender shouldn't matter. I think this should be nonpartisan. But we don't live in that type of world. People should look at the qualifications, what that person has to offer, and what has that person done in their time in office. Those are the things that I think voters need to look at, not party, but what that person's character is and the job that person is doing.
When you were elected in 2020, you said you had plans to make your staff more diverse, put body cams on all of your deputies, and really get back to community policing. With Fort Bend being one of the most diverse counties in the country, what are your priorities for the next 4 years?
My priorities is to bring Fort Bend, continue the work that I am doing, like the regional academy I'm having built here. I got secured having a regional academy here. People would be shocked that this largest agency, law enforcement agency here, couldn't shoot at night. They shot outside 1 day a month. We had to borrow someone else's shooting range to shoot. Didn't have a driving track until now. We're getting it built under my administration. We're doing that now. That the men and women of the Sheriff's Department that's doing an outstanding job haven't had a raise in over 12 years, just a cost of living raise, a COLA, but never had a raise. In my tenure here, I've secured over an average of a 38% raise for the men and women at the Sheriff's Office. We're doing the work, the body cams you spoke of, working with other agencies, federal and state agencies, combining those agencies, working together to address human trafficking, drugs, fentanyl, those type of things, being proactive. That's what I want to continue to do, to keep Fort Bend one of the safest counties in the nation.
And Sheriff, just going back to how close this race was last night between you and Marshall Slott, Election Day voters is what really put you over the top. It was the early vote that leaned in favor of your opponent, but Election Day voters got out and ultimately put you over the top. So every vote truly counts, wouldn't you say?
Yes, every vote truly does count. People don't realize when they don't vote, they vote. You voted for the person you didn't want to win. So every vote counts. It's critical. It's critical that every vote, that every person let their voices be heard. If you don't vote, you don't have a complaint.
Well, I'm sure it was a very late night for you as you were waiting for the final votes to be tallied there. Thank you, Sheriff Fagan, for your time this morning.
Thank you.